What do you do when you're Joe Biden and his puppet masters after you're basically forced with this current spending proposal to avoid the government shutdown to cut funding to the FBI and the ATF and others? Well, you release your 2025 budget proposal that had just dropped this afternoon, and you get even. And we're going to talk about that here. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that's Lear Capital. It's no secret our government is addicted to printing money, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. There's no president or politician that will stop this debt from rising. And if you believe that like I do, then I encourage you to call now and get the free report called $3,200 Gold to understand how rising debt means rising cost of gold. It's great information from our friends at Lear Capital, and there's absolutely no obligation to purchase. Just that free education they provide my viewers. With all the volatility out there, if you've been considering gold, now might be the time to look into it. Many of you have made purchases. I've invested in gold and silver myself, and boy, am I really glad I did. Not to mention, all the central banks across the globe are buying up gold right now, and it recently became the only other tier 1 that's not called the US dollar. There's a reason for that. Call now, 1-800-260-5075. Again, 1-800-260-5075, or head over to leargg.com, links down below and in the pinned comment. Now, I mentioned, what do you do if you're Joe Biden and his cronies when you're forced to cut the weaponized agencies that work so closely for you, the ATF and the FBI? Well, you release your budget for the 2025, and this budget is a $7.3 trillion budget, which will, of course, keep us going into the perpetual debt stage. But I want to read you something. This is from the page where it starts the Department of Justice budget proposal, and it gets real. It says the president's 2025 budget invests in federal law enforcement to combat gun violence and other violent crime. The budget makes significant investments to bolster federal law enforcement capacity to strengthen public safety. The budget includes $17.7 billion, an increase of $1.1 billion above the 2023 enacted level, and $2.6 billion above the 2021 enacted level for Department of Justice law enforcement, including $2 billion for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives to effectively investigate and prosecute gun crimes, expand multi-jurisdictional gun trafficking strike forces, increase regulation of the firearms industry, bolster crime-solving ballistics, gunshot residue, and other forensic technologies, as well as analysts, and implement the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. The budget includes $1.9 billion for the U.S. Marshals Service to support efforts to reduce violent crime, including through fugitive apprehension and enforcement operations. The budget also provides $51 million to the Federal Bureau of Investigation to support the continued implementation of enhanced background checks, a key provision of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. In addition, the budget provides a total of $2.8 billion for the U.S. attorneys, which includes funding for 50 new attorneys to prosecute violent crimes. The budget further requests $15 million for the Jabara Hire No Hate Act, an increase of $5 million over the 2023 enacted level. So $2 billion would be the ATF's budget under this proposal, so they could do more of the bullshit that they've done the last 3.5 years under this clown in the White House. Also consider the same stuff they did under the previous president. Don't forget, take the guns first, due process second, got us to where we are now with all the red flag laws being pushed in the country, and the bump stock fiasco started under the previous administration as well. So we're going to reward the ATF because right now we have to cut your funding, but we're going to pay them handsomely. $2 billion budget. That's incredible. I just wanted to bring this to you guys and gals. This is just breaking. More information is coming out about this budget proposal as people are combing through it. But page 97 is where you'll find this craziness. More and more gun control by the most unconstitutional tyrant this country has ever had as a president. Don't forget, if you haven't seen my video from this morning, you need to check it out if you want the chance to win one of the 3 Phobos knives that were donated to the channel. I will be picking those this evening. If you don't know how to enter, go back and watch that video. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. You are your own first responder. Joe Biden and his cronies will never be there to keep you safe. Trust me. Take care.